Hey, it's CJ, your favorite scuba diver again. Wanted to share this job with you. This is last Thursday's job. This is the Lady May. She is a 56-foot push boat that pushes a barge around for Steadfast Marine. Steadfast asked me to clean a keel cooler and a wheel. And what that is basically is an underwater radiator. Keeps the engine cool. I'll show it to you here in a second. You can see all the oysters and barnacles and stuff on this boat. It's been a long time since she's been cleaned. That's a keel cooler right there. And although the keel cooler itself is not fouled, there's so much fouling around it that it's reducing the water flow and the engine's running a little bit warm. Coolant flows through there, engine coolant. Yeah, really fouled. Big oysters everywhere. There's your wheel. I was surprised too with the blades. Blades are relatively clean, but the hub is full of barnacles and oysters and junk. And I'm going to use my small blade here to start chiseling away, get all that stuff off of there, so that the wheel stays, so the wheel runs smoother, and the engine runs cooler, and hopefully we can keep a cutlass bearing from overheating. And I'll explain all of that to you as I go here in a moment. Those gloves I'm wearing, those things are Kevlar to help to prevent cuts and nicks that get infected real bad from these barnacles and oysters. See all the junk in the water that I'm knocking off the wheel? This part right here, this is going to make the wheel turn much smoother through the water. It'll save them a lot in fuel too. They get much smoother and much more efficient, probably a little faster too. You see the trailing edge of that blade right there, it looks like it's dinged up, corroded. That's from a lack of zincs. That's from no zincs on a propeller. All the junk in the water. So I've cleaned up the hub and now I'm going for the prop shaft. The important part with that shaft is that I get up into the cutlass bearing, which is exactly what this is right there. Water flows through that cutlass bearing and keeps it cool, and yet it seals the water out. So it's important to have all the stuff knocked out of there so that water will flow and it's not clogged up. So I get all the stuff out of there, and then I'll go ahead and clean up the housing too, because that actually cools the cutlass bearing itself, which is like a rubber bearing inside. Big ol' oyster right there. Watch this. I was going to see if I could bust it open and find like crabs and stuff inside, but the whole thing came off. Ah well. Let that drop to the bottom, it can live another day. Here's a good shot of the rudder. Cleaning the rudder is not part of the work today. It's not what I'm supposed to be doing. But I wanted to get the opportunity to kind of chisel the stuff off, see how bad it was, so that should they ask me to clean it, I can give them an accurate price. I'm going to go back to the keel cooler, but I'm going to take the long way around the boat, which is forward on the port side and then back on the starboard side. I wanted to see what I could find, you know, maybe some through holes, a transducer, that kind of stuff that needs to be cleaned up. And I didn't find any of that, but of course, I did find some big ol' oysters. Yeah, the Lady May just needs to come out and get cleaned up, pressure washed, and then painted. Big oysters. There's your keel cooler again. Like I said, I was surprised that the keel cooler was relatively clean itself, but there's so much junk around it that there's no water flow to keep the engine cool. Or a zinc. There's supposed to be a zinc right there. That strap that you see is a zinc, a strap for a zinc. But I'll chip this off here, and once I'm done that, this is the result. Nice and clean all the way around. Up underneath the keel cooler, you just got a lot of space now for water to be able to flow, and that engine will stay cooler. Yeah, that's a nice job. Beautiful, beautiful. Clean, clean, clean. Nice job. Alright, so here's what the wheel looks like when it's all cleaned up. Sorry for bashing the camera against the blade there. But yeah, no barnacles, no oysters. The cutlass bearing is clean. And the housing itself is clean. There's that leading edge, or actually trailing edge, of that wheel. I noticed that the prop was real easy to move, and it felt like the prop was loose on the shaft. I'm going to go up there and take a look at that. And when I move the prop is not moving on the shaft. The loose part is actually in the transmission, inside the boat. So I don't think it's a concern, but I'll let Renwick know just in case. That's it. Nice job. Remember to like and subscribe to our videos and our YouTube page. Check out deepsouthdivers.org. Share all of it, please. Let everybody know what we do for a living. Thanks a million. Have a great day.